Hello, my Aries friends. It's Kristen Redman, and today we are going to go over the planetary aspects that are going to be impacting you the most in this upcoming optimistic year of personal growth for you in 2017. And boy, is it going to be a wonderful year for you with a lot of changes and a lot of liberation and freedom from letting go of baggage of the past. It really, truly is. And so let's get right into it. Okay, so oh, my Aries friend, you are so wonderful. I tell you why. You know why? You are a fire sign, and you definitely start the fire wherever you go, okay? Or put them out, one of the two. But when I see that you really do know how to initiate things and inspire others and ultimately lead others as well to starting the fire for themselves and motivating themselves. Okay, you're wonderful at that. You are the very first sign in the zodiac, man. You are the one that leads the charge in the world of the zodiac. You rule the first house in the astrology wheel because you're the one that initiates every one of those other signs to leading themselves to doing what it is that their job is meant to do. And this year, I feel that you are going to have the opportunity to have your natural leadership abilities showcased and noticed as well. So, my Aries friends, you are ruled by Mars. Okay, Mars is the planet that carries all that energy that you do too. Okay, it is the energy and the drive of the universe. Wherever Mars lands in your chart indicates where you are going to be a leader, where you initiate things, where you charge through, and where you lead. And so does Aries, where it lands in your chart. But your ruler, Mars, really truly is the engine of the solar system. And last year, Mars, okay, see, whatever Mars does is going to affect you directly, whatever Mars is up to. And last year, Mars was stuck. Oh my goodness gracious. And I bet you felt the same way in a lot of ways, okay? Mars goes retrograde every 3 years, all right? And when it does, everybody, it doesn't matter what your zodiac sign is, for that little bit of time, you feel so lethargic. You don't have the energy to get things done. You don't have the motivation to start new things. You don't have the drive or the determination or the gung ho for anything, all right? And so not only did your planet retrograde last year, it was stuck in the same sign pretty much the whole year. Okay, and the sign that it got stuck in, oh my gosh, was Sagittarius too. And Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which is a planet that expands things and it pushes us outside of our boundaries. And it wants us to go beyond our limitations. That's the number one thing that it does, is it breaks down these limiting barriers that are around us. So here you are, Mars, trying to go, 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 and you can't because your planet's retrograde and it's stuck in the sign that's pushing you. So I feel so much restless energy that was trapped inside of you, Mars folks, last year, because your planet was just in this dead zone for the whole year, pretty much, literally until the end of the year. And then it finally was able to transit out of Sagittarius. And that's hard for Mars, okay? I know you're the same way, Aries. You want to get up and you want to go. You want to be doing something. You want to keep it rocking and rolling. And so does your planet Mars, okay? It moves through a sign every 6 weeks. So for it to get stuck somewhere for a year, oh my gosh, how difficult is that, right? But in the process, a lot of unexpected things happen because of your restless energy, right? Some events came up because of that, and it helped you to kind of look back at how you operate and how you want to change things, right, moving forward. All right, that's the shadow side to Mars and Aries, is that you do want to initiate. Yes, that's wonderful, but sometimes it leads to impulsive actions that we don't necessarily think through before we do them. And then they lead to really unexpected events that happen, and then ultimately that kind of creates issues. So this year is kind of where the scales get balanced with that. And where those scales are going to be balanced the most is in your relationships, okay? We just talked about Jupiter. It's that planet that brings luck and expansion, wherever it lands, okay? And it takes that beautiful, beautiful planet 14 years to go around that astrology wheel and get back into the same house. So it's been 14 years since lucky Jupiter, expansive Jupiter, has expanded the opportunities and possibilities to you in all things seventh house, which have to do with your marriage, partnerships, relationships, close one-on-one relationships. And Jupiter is ready to balance the scales in that for you this year. It started last year, okay, 9-9, when it moved into that sign. It takes 18 months for Jupiter to go through a sign, sometimes less. And that's exactly what happened last year. Moved into Jupiter or into Libra, 9-9, and it's going to be there throughout the year, making changes, making some optimistic changes for you when it comes to those relationships. All right, and I would definitely also include the Venus retrograde. I think we'll talk about that a little bit more in a little bit here. But Venus, the planet of love and money, is going to be going retrograde, which is a time for us to really review the past and reflect on the past in our relationships. It's going to be retrograding right over, it's going to be retrograding when it's in your sign as well. So there's going to be a lot of reflecting, a lot of looking to the past, a lot of people from your past that are coming back that were in relationships with you, friends from the past that may be coming back, where you have to weigh out what's needed and what's not, and what aspects of yourself from the past need to be let go as well. But so before we get into love, let's talk about money. Money for my Aries friends. Okay. A lot of what's going to happen with you money-wise, I'm sorry to say, isn't really going to start rocking and rolling until the end of the year when that lucky Jupiter leaves your relationship house. It's going to bring great things for your relationships. But then when it finally leaves there, it's moving into Scorpio on 10-10, but it moves into your house of finances at that point. Not just finances, but joint finances too, okay? So it's going to start expanding that aspect of your life like it hasn't in 14 years either, all right? So I see a spouse's income increases, or an inheritance that comes through. Some lucky little buggers out there may even be getting a good scratch off or something in that time frame over the next year, starting on 10-10 and moving forward into 2018. Whatever it is, where it's somebody else's money that you didn't necessarily earn yourself, you benefit from that on a financial standpoint, okay? That happens at the end of the year. So look forward to that, some increase thanks to those joint finances at that time. Yeah, increased money for the family, definitely. So now in terms of money before that positive time frame comes, I see things kind of staying stagnant up and down like they have been up until that October time frame. Now, one thing I would look out for, okay, definitely the Venus retrograde. Don't be signing any loans. Don't be buying a new house. Don't be doing anything that you put your name on a bottom line. Don't be spending a ton of money when Venus is retrograde from March 4th until April 15th, okay, because that's super going to backfire on you because it's in your sign. Definitely take that time to review how you spend your money, okay? Not just how you make that money, but how you're spending it, how you're saving it, how you're putting it towards the future. Major focus on that in that time frame, okay? And how you want to break those habits of the past. Retrograde has to do with the past. So especially, though, look out between April 1st through the 20th, okay? Because there could be some sort of financial misunderstanding that happens that's going to cost you a lot more money in the long run. So make sure you double check everything in that time frame in April, okay? Money's going to start picking up mid-May, okay? That's when that train starts chuffing and chugging along again, is May, because Venus has finally left its retrograde, and then through the summer I see you being a busy bee. Oh my goodness gracious. And then that's also going to improve the money as well. So we move on from money, and we're going to move into the home now, okay? Home life this year is going to be pretty busy, okay, for you. A lot of changes, maybe not changes, but just a lot of activity I see around your home, because not only is your planet of Mars not retrograding, it's firing on all cylinders, dude. So it's like rocking and rolling through every single house. So that energy is going to follow you as well. Everywhere you land, Aries, energy is going to increase. So I would see a lot of activity around the home, especially. I may see that you are, especially when Mars is in Cancer at the beginning of summer, I see you really focused on getting some home projects done, really focused on spending time with the family more, because you have more energy to do so, maybe even perhaps this year, but home improvements. And also keep an eye out at that time frame too, because it may be something with mom. Mom's going to need some more of your energy. because mom also rules the fourth house, but yeah, a lot of those things. So I would say though, watch out, okay, because we're going to start getting into love here really soon and telling you about how Jupiter's balancing those scales in relationships. But before those scales get balanced, there's going to be a little chaos, okay, and that happens more than likely in that time frame of where is that? Yeah, that wasn't there. Yeah. Here we go. So April 24th to May. No, don't listen to me. Don't listen to me there. Last week in March to first week in April. Okay, this is March 24th to April 2nd. So that last week in March going into the first week of April, and also again the first week in August. Watch out for some arguments, okay? Because I have a feeling that, you see, Mars can get angry. Oh my goodness, Mars can get angry really quick. And it's going to get real angry in those time frames because it's going to be squaring up against Uranus. It's going to be making some impacts with Jupiter that kind of blow up those scales where Aries tends to get angry at times. The thing is, these arguments are needed, okay? If you find something in that time frame, don't be the Aries that's fighting back. Just agree to disagree, both of you, okay? And in that time frame, don't filter out and discount what that person said. Listen. Don't sit there and listen and try to fix it at that point. Listen, hear it, and walk your butt away because things can get really escalated at that time and things may be said that we don't want. We're using these arguments as a catalyst to really balance those scales in the relationships, okay? So keep an eye out for these arguments. They're needed, but we don't need to get out of hand. So just keep an eye out for that. So let's just finish it up with this love here. Love. Yeah. I kind of have it all over the place because I wrote you into like several different sections in my notebook. Here we go. Okay, so here we go. We've got this Jupiter going through like it hasn't in so long, okay? 14 years going back to your house of marriage and partnerships. And so you're going to start really sifting and wading through these things, especially when Venus retrogrades in your sign, all right? Really going to be putting a lot of thought to the past and how these relationships work and the dynamics of them in that time frame. And you are going to come out of it come mid-April with a better understanding, a lot clearer of an understanding about what it is you need to do. Pretty much as soon as it goes out of retrograde, whatever that argument is going to be occurring more than likely, and it's going to be the catalyst for these changes that happen and really ultimately balance these things out. I see great luck coming for you, though, in these relationships, okay? Whether it is that you decide that you have outgrown them, because keep in mind, keep in mind, my Aries friend, that Uranus landed in your sign in 2012, and it's going to be there in 2024. And it's kind of a dangerous combination at times for you, Aries, because you can be impulsive at times, and you can act very quickly at times. And Uranus is a planet that loves freedom and independence. So you may be feeling a push, especially in those relationships this year, to let go and to be free. I really advise not doing anything in that Venus retrograde time frame. People from the past may come, loves from the past may come in at that time. I would not suggest starting something with them at that time. I would wait until it's after that to do so. But your intuition is going to tell you, okay, what it is you need to do, because sometimes you get stuck in a relationship that doesn't serve your highest purpose, and you're no longer your authentic self in it. You lose yourself in it. And this year, Uranus will push you out of it if you don't need to be there, but Jupiter will push you to fix it if it needs to be fixed. So just follow your internal guidance at that time. And ultimately, this is going to be a year of new beginnings and happiness for you, okay? New beginnings. Eclipses in astrology, wherever they land in your chart, indicate where there's going to be new energy flowing, new beginnings that are coming, okay? And we've got some powerful eclipses that are happening too this year. Oh my gosh. And they both happen in the sign of Leo. And we talked about Leo a little bit. It's that fixed sign that helps you to really find that confidence in yourself and the drive to stick with it, okay? Aries initiates it, but sometimes they don't finish it. They're great at initiating and starting, but they may not finish it. Leo is the fire sign that finishes it. So for you to have these eclipses that are pushing you towards happiness, they're going to make sure you get it. Make sure you get it. And this is a cycle. a 30-year cycle in eclipses that hasn't happened in this area for you since 1979. So some of you, this is the first time it's really happened where you have this immense amount of energy coming in for not only changes in your relationships, but just for you to be happy in general. The fifth house is what Leo rules, and that's ironic that these eclipses happen in that sign, but also in the fifth house for you. And the fifth house rules all things that bring us pleasure and happiness, okay? That is romance, that's children, that's physical activity, sports, romance, like I said, of course. And you're going to start seeing when the first eclipse happens, and this is going to be on February 11th, you are going to start seeing little clues that are getting dropped down on you about what it is that you need to be happy. Pay attention to them. Don't discount them. They're going to be coming through, and it's going to provide some insight for you on what really does make you happy. All right. And then come the time of that second eclipse, the really massive one that happens in August 22nd, you're really going to know by that time what it is you need to do to bring that happiness, whether it's letting go of a toxic relationship, whether it's bringing back an old relationship, severing ties with friends or professional organizations, whatever it is, you're going to know. You're going to know. And it's going to bring you the happiness you deserve because you've been real stagnated the past couple of years. I tell you what, Aries, I see it and I feel it. And this year it changes. It does. So then August 8th full moon, okay, there's a lunar eclipse that happens just before, always 2 weeks before the solar eclipse, there's a lunar eclipse that happens. And this is the full moon that's going to be happening in Aquarius. So that's all about finding that the liberation, the freedom, the chance to be the authentic self that comes through. To shine as the authentic self. So not only that, okay, authentic Aries is a ruler, not a ruler, but a leader, right? You are meant to lead, and that's going to get noticed in that time frame at the beginning of August. Okay, keep an eye out for that because there's going to be something where you get involved, okay, with some sort of important event that raises your profile a bit, okay? And it puts you in contact with these influential people that really leads to these exciting new opportunities for you that ultimately network you with people, or these opportunities themselves give you a chance to really shine as the leader that you are. And that brings you so much happiness because that is definitely what makes you you, that fire starter that leads others. You are the best at really leading others to lead themselves. So that will get noticed this year, okay? If it's not just me telling you that now, you'll see it from those around you. Another thing with that full moon, okay, here we go, flip side. Really sorting through some of those old friendships, okay? Scales are getting balanced big time this year in terms of that, but you're really sorting out those friendships that just don't work. You got some old baggage friends, man, stuck to you because you initiate them, right? You light that fire under them and you start them, and they get codependent on that. And in the process of that, they suck all the energy right out of you, Aries. And then you're left with nothing, and you don't have a whole ton left because you've been so busted up the past year with Mars being stuck. You are going to really recognize these friends. You got signs last year about the ones that really are starting to become like energetic leeches on you pretty much. You're knowing who's got to go. All right, that full moon's really going to shed a light on it come August 8th. Okay, keep an eye out for that. And you're going to start spending less and less and less time if you haven't already. By that time frame, they're going to be gone, okay? You let these people go, and there's this opportunity where you're out in the public eye and you're doing something else. You're networking with more like-minded people, people that are more evolved to the stage that you are now, okay? And they are going to be bringing you some healthy, good relationships and friendships that ultimately are mutually satisfying for both parties and not sucking the life out of you in the process. So, happy year for relationships. Speaking of those, the arguments. Let's talk about career. Let's talk about career, okay? Because we were talking about that networking opportunity. I see a lot of chance for career advancement really coming at the end of this year, okay? I think the first half of the year is really focusing on you getting your financial and your love life structures planned. Because that is going to be going through your house of those relationships at that time. Saturn, the one that rebuilds those foundations, is going to be rocking and rolling through there as it tours through Sagittarius, and it ends that cycle. That's been going on for a couple of years too. limiting you in those relationships, and now it's ready to break free. Leaves there, and you know where it's going into is into your career house. Yay! That's a 12-year cycle that hasn't happened in a while. And that really starts building foundations and restructuring things for you in terms of career. Not only that, but you know what it's going to be doing is that's going to be going into Saturn's going into Capricorn, its home sign at the end of the year. That's December. It's going to be happening. It hasn't been there in 12 years. Capricorn's so focused on career and how the world sees it, its reputation, and what it does to make its money in this life and make an impact, all right? And you're here to make a great impact, Aries. You're meant to lead in some way. And that may be noticed as soon as Saturn goes into Capricorn at the end of the year. I would keep an eye out for that going into the first part of next year, getting your leadership abilities finally noticed, and advancement in your career for that, or perhaps even getting another job where you have more leadership capabilities and managerial capabilities in that time frame as well. I also see some major shifts happening towards the end of March and the first week of August. Some shifts that are happening there. And this involves that Uranus that's been transiting through your sign that brings things unexpectedly. So expect these unexpected events, perhaps. In that time frame, remember I said this is like end of March and then the first week in August. Something about that first week in August, man. Weird stuff's going to happen. It's going to get you networking. It's going to get the spotlight put on you for the amazing things you have been doing. Networking you with people that can really move you ahead. But don't be afraid to end professional ties that you've just outgrown, okay? Organizations that don't work for you anymore, they got to go. You're going to see it in the March first week in August as well. Just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to move on and do what you need to do, okay? So that's a lot of what's happening for you this year, and that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of amazing, wonderful energy for you to really start shedding that old snakeskin of what you aren't anymore and what you are now. Now, in that time frame, okay, because there's so much energy that is going to be going, and especially since you had Mars finally rocking and rolling again, there's like this tiny break that the universe started giving you mid-December until the end of this month, and in whatever this month is, January here. It's like the universe is knocking you down, okay? They're saying, all right, you need to escape your responsibilities a little bit here, Aries. You've been kind of a little too serious. You may have been working way too hard, and we need you to rest and recharge because you're spinning your wheels and you're going to blow yourself up or blow a gasket. Pretty much is what they're saying. So use this time frame, okay, from mid-December to the end of January to do what you want and rest, sleep, rest up. Because you know what's going to be happening in that time? You're getting in touch with your spiritual connection more. They need that spiritual connection tuned up so you can start hearing their messages about the people that need to go, the things you need to strengthen, the areas you need to focus on, and the things that you need to do in your career so you can be the leader they need you to be. Go ahead and take a break. Take a break, take a break, take a break. Sleeping, and that's wonderful. So that's Aries for this year. Let's focus on I didn't even say this one too. Before I get into the birthdays, like I said, this is a year of personal growth for you because Venus is retrograding in your sign, fixing those relationships. But the main thing of it, okay, from March 4th until April 15th, this is going to be a time for you to not only work on those relationships, but really the relationship you have with yourself, because this happens in your sign, and it's a rare thing when Venus does retrograde. So having it in your sign is extra important. Not only is it love and money that this focuses on, but it's also about physical beauty and the physical body, that we have this beautiful appearance that we have, and how we beautify our thoughts. It's going to be a time for you to rethink your style in general, your habits that you've outgrown, the behaviors you've outgrown, the attitudes you've outgrown, and you're going to really start incorporating new wellness rituals into you, taking a little bit better care of this vehicle God sent you here with. And you're releasing a lot of old self-defeating tendencies that you've outgrown as well. So old dreams resurface. Pay attention to them in that time frame as well, because it ultimately helps you to focus on this amazing future that's in store for you for the remainder of this year, and especially 2018. Oh my gosh, that's a wonderful year going into that. So now let's go to the birthdays. Now, if your birthday's not in here, it doesn't mean you're not going to be affected. And you may have a birthday in here that I say and you don't find that's necessarily the truth. Everybody's chart's different. You can always contact a professional astrologer like myself to really review your specific chart if you want to get into the nitty-gritty details about how yours is being affected and understand yourself much, much more in depth than what I'm going here. You can do that. I have a link below, but this is little chunks of each one of the birthdays, okay? So, if you have a birthday between April 10th and April 18th, I'm telling you, people that have birthdays from April 10th to 18th, wow, it's going to be a year for you with a lot of energy, and let me tell you why. So Uranus, that planet that brings unexpected things, okay, is squaring your birth chart sun right now. And when that happens, you have such a push and drive for that ability to be your true authentic self. Remember, we talked about that before? So you can be your true authentic self in these relationships instead of bending to the needs of others, maybe, or acting impulsively and upsetting the other person, and just all. You need to be the real you. And this year, Uranus is going to push you to do it. A lot of freedom, rebellion, and independence really are strong motivating factors through you without this year. Liberation from all these old connections that don't fit you anymore. It's going to be crystal clear where you need to break free from. It's going to be made very clear to you this year. Let that inner rebel out, is what they're saying, because you're going to kind of be bucking the system and rebelling against things, and that's okay because you finally have recognized what you need to let go of. Now, not only do you have Uranus, which is an extremely slow-moving planet, squaring your sun, which indicates major changes, you have the slowest moving planet of all, Pluto, squaring your sun, too. Pluto is the planet of transformations, and it completely will destroy things to get something new, all right? And that's what Uranus is focused on, is on all new things. So expect for you, my friends, with that April 7th to 18th time frame, I'm going to put that on there right now. Pluto squaring your sun. Pluto squaring your sun. And you're going to have profound transformations from the ways in life where you've been disempowered. Because Pluto is all about these power struggles that we go through in life, where you've been giving your power away too much, or maybe you're controlling others too much. It's going to be brought to the forefront, and it's going to get blown up and changed this year. Majorly. You're going to be able to fix that. You're going to find what strengthens you. So you're going to not only confront others in relationships about these power issues, but you're also going to confront yourself. You're going to have a real come to Jesus meeting with yourself about how much control you have over things and how much you really can control what you want in your life and where you want it to go. All right? You, my friends, especially the April 7th to 10th birthdays, are a caterpillar. This is the year of you really being a caterpillar, and you're able to emerge into this amazing butterfly. And this time frame between December 19th to the end of January is that time when you're in your cocoon, working on these ideas to emerge as this amazing butterfly, to lead these transformations where you gain your power back again. So April 11th through 20th birthdays, Saturn is working in a harmonious connection on this, luckily, case with your sun, and that's such a maturing influence, okay? This one's really going to start improving the structures in your life, and you're really going to become more confident in yourself and a lot more self-reliant in your decisions and a lot more confident in the decisions that you make. So those are the birthdays that are affected. What I'm going to do here is every week I do a synergy reading, okay? And we're going to kind of do one for the year for you that carries in obviously all of these information, but also what kind of angels are around this year working with you, and a little extra about what they want you to know, okay? Naturally, your Archangel is Ariel. She is the angel for Aries energy. She is the angel of springtime and newness and new beginnings. She helps you manifest anything you want. I bet you didn't know that, Aries, that of all the signs, you can manifest anything you want better than any sign out there, because you have the power of Archangel Ariel with you. You have the power of manifestation behind you so strongly. Close second to you is Pisces, with how much they can manifest by the power of your thoughts. So she's going to help fix those thoughts for you so you can manifest the things that you do want in your life. She calls you to go out in nature too. That's how you can connect with her the best. Get out in nature this year, she says. So she always is working with you, but let's see who else is around and leading our leaders, Aries, this year. So let's take a look. It's this one. Oh, look at that. Aww. Isn't that something? Because I was just talking about Pisces. Okay, so this is Archangel Sandalphon. He is the angel that takes those prayers, those manifesting prayers, up to heaven, and he brings the blessings down in return. He is also the angel of music. He works through songs. So you hear a song and you go, oh my gosh, this song, I swear, I feel like my grandma who passed away, she loved this song, she must be playing it now, and it triggers these thoughts and memories for you. He's the angel that works through the music to bring those messages from the other side to you. But no matter what, number one thing he does is bring those blessings down from heaven. He's working with you. Not only that, but because you're such a fiery sort, you wonderful Aries, that a lot of times those fires get so out of control it's hard to cool them, right? And this is the most cooling of the stones, okay? So it's always recommended for any of these turquoise stones that carry that water vibration for you to carry with them to kind of tone down that fire at times. That kind of sends you going further than you want to. So let's see what Archangel Sandalphon has to say. I feel like I need to do this 4 times. What do you need to tell our Aries friends for 2017? Archangel Sandalphon and Archangel Ariel. Oh, I feel good about this one. Okay. Ah, the Dreamer. Oh my gosh, it almost makes me want to cry. Okay, very first card in the entire 72 card deck of the tarot here is what we've got, indicating that you are going on to some new journeys, okay? Very first card, taking that first step is the hardest one. And that's going to be the process for you, letting go of a lot of these outdated things this year. But no matter what, it's a matter of taking a leap of faith and following your dreams. And no, look at that. Unexpected opportunities are popping up for you this year. And how did I tell you that was going to happen in your chart, didn't I? They are. Okay, just keep an eye out for them. Especially that first week in August. Oh my gosh. Because you know what this... Oh my gosh, and there's little butterflies in here. And look at... That looks like Angel Ariel right there with her little nature deal. Ah, they really are working with you. There's all sorts of animals in here. Leading you on that journey. Leading you on that journey. You're going to do some wonderful things this year. And I wish you the best for this upcoming year of 2017. Thank you so much, my Aries friends. Bye.